Is this my village?
Kupo?
It looks a lot like my era.
I wonder if anyone is here.
Let's look.
Kupo?
Hello folks, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIII-2. I'm FuzzfingerGaming, and today we're going to be going through New Bodhum 700 AF. So to start with, we've basically got this live thing going on here, so we just need to walk or run up to the distortion, which you can see over in the distance. There's no enemy encounters for this part.
No doubt about it. This is your village. But the time period. This is far in the future, after mankind is gone.
When you do approach the distortion, you'll have about 10 minutes of cutscenes, so feel free to put the controller down at that point. During our first visit here, we're going to be collecting 3 out of the 5 fragments, although we can't collect the last 2 until a little bit later.
Lightning? What are you doing here?
This is a future that I could not save.
Is that really you, Lightning?
Do you doubt me? No, it's good to doubt. You're growing up.
I knew it. It is you, isn't it? I've been looking everywhere for you. Where have you been? What was that dream you made me see? Why did you make me come out here?
Just listen, Sarah. I'll explain everything. Everything that's happened to me in the past, and about the one who wants to destroy the future. More than one miracle took place that day. Cocoon was saved by Fang and Vanille's sacrifice. We awoke from our crystal sleep, and our brands were gone. It was Etro's blessing that was our salvation. A gate opened into the unseen realm, and through it, the goddess gifted us with her mercy.
Know what that is, Dodge? That's our home, Cocoon. Must be your first time seeing it from the outside, huh?
Yeah.
Cocoon.
Daddy!
It reminded me of you, and why I had to go on.
I felt a whirlwind of emotions.
You're the reason I'm standing here
A
right
large part of it was happiness, and relief was there too.
I mean, hey, if I don't...
But somewhere inside, I still felt uneasy. Vanille and Fang were gone, and the world hung in silence. Our fight had just ended, but I couldn't relax. A new battle was about to begin. What is that?
Watch out!
The events of that day tore open a portal to another world.
Get off me!
And from the depths of the rift appeared a darkness that had no place in our world. An irresistible force that dragged me away to the edge of time. The screams of the dying had unlocked a gate. A door that led directly to the throne of the goddess. Etro waited beyond the gate and sent her miracles to the human world. But a creeping darkness slipped through and threatened to devour our reality. Etro closed the gate and warped the timeline. Time's flow was altered, and existence itself was distorted. I was lost. The darkness caught me in its embrace and wrote me out of history. Where am I? Valhalla. Beyond time. Beyond life and death. A netherworld of shifting gloom. The chaotic realm of the goddess Etro. What power had brought me to this alien shore? From Valhalla's heart, I could track the entire span of time. I gazed upon the future of mankind and sensed Etro's divine will. The goddess was fading away. If her spirit should cease to be, the world would descend into entropy. I made my choice. I will fight. This man, Caius Ballad, he seeks to destroy all hope and bring an end to the future. Though the battle might be endless, I will never give up. Etro has chosen us, her champions, and we cannot fail.
It all started with Valhalla, is that right? Whatever came from there created the paradoxes, caused the gates to appear, and twisted the timeline.
Lightning, what did you see?
I don't know. It was an enormous power, something that shouldn't exist in this world. Only Etro can control the power and keep it contained in Valhalla. If she were to disappear, there would be nothing to stop it. And that's what Caius wants. He plans to find Etro sleeping in her temple, kill her, and release the power. The chaos would be unleashed into the world of humans, into our world, through the unseen gate.
A gate?
When a person dies, her soul flies to the other world and passes through that portal. If a great many people die at once, the gate must open wide to let them through.
For example, if Cocoon should fall.
Exactly, it would be unstoppable. The power of chaos would gush through the gate like floodwater through a broken dam.
What would happen to the world then?
Chaos would infect everything. It would become pure entropy, without life, or death, or time.
No life or death. You mean like Valhalla? That's what Caius is after! If he can bring down Cocoon, millions of people would die, and the power of chaos would turn this world into another Valhalla.
Yes. Caius is trying to create a world where time does not exist. If he can erase time.
Yule would be saved, and not just Yule. All the Seeresses down through the ages. They'd be released from their curse. He wants to sacrifice Cocoon to rebuild the world in Valhalla's image, all for the sake of Yule.
That's why you were fighting Caius in Valhalla. You're protecting Etro.
We have to face Caius on two fronts, in Valhalla and in the world of humans. If we don't, we won't be able to change the future. I can't do it on my own. I need your help.
Lightning then told us what would happen to Cocoon. In 500 AF, the old Cocoon would collapse and fall into pulse, the crystal pillar no longer strong enough to support it. By that time, Hope and the Academy would have completed the new Cocoon, but when they attempted to launch it, Caius would intervene. He would smash it into the old Cocoon and bring them both down. So we have to travel to 500 AF and stop Caius from destroying Cocoon.
If we can change this prophecy, then the true timeline will finally be restored.
Yes. Everything will depend on you. I have to go to Valhalla and stop Caius there. Can you do it?
We can do it.
Right. Your good luck charm will show the way.
Kubo! Leave it to me, Kubo!
Lightning, we'll be able to be together again, right? When all this is over?
One thing at a time, Sarah.
The truth is, I didn't want to let her go. I'd come so far to find her, I was afraid to lose her again. But I had to be strong, for her sake. She had her own battles ahead of her. So I swallowed the words I wanted to say and hid my fear. It was the hardest thing I ever did.
Okay, so there's a couple of things we need to do now. We can actually go straight to that gate and unlock the next destination on the Historia Crux if we want to. But there are a couple of fragments, well, 3 fragments we want to collect. The first one is found in this hidden treasure chest over here, and we can now open these treasure chests that are hidden by the space-time distortion-y thingies. I've pointed a couple out already that we've come across that we couldn't yet access. And I know it's been a few videos since we've updated our Crystarium, so we'll be doing that. Well, it's going to be next video now, I think. But don't worry, you haven't missed any. So the updated Moogle Hunt works just the same as the old one, apart from the fact you can now open these extra these extra distortions. And we get Hope's message followed by a little bit of dialogue.
What's this? A message?
Greetings, Sarah in the future. Can you hear me? I'm sending you the access codes for the supply spheres. The final battle with your ultimate nemesis draws near. I hope the contents are of some use to you.
Good old Hope. He's still helping us fight.
I guess the future is in our hands now.
So there's a few more things we need to open. Pretty much everything that we can do around here is with Mog. So, looks like he's found something over here.
Hey, look. Lightning has left us the last artifact we need.
Okay, these metal cactuars now, you may actually be able to defeat just by using Relentless Assault. Remember, they do run away, they do flee quite quickly. But if you can burn them down in time, then that's always a bonus. If you can't kill them quickly, then and you still want the 1000 CP and the chance of getting the Hermes sandals, then refer to the last video that I did, because I have the tactic in there for lower, weaker parties to kill them. Anyway, we get the artifact here, which is for the gate, which we've now got access to. So yes, a couple of minutes ago when I said we can now access that gate, I was wrong, because we actually needed that artifact first. So.
But still, I was finally able to talk with her.
I'm just making sure I explore this area, because this is one of the areas we need to explore for the side quest. For the New Bodhum fragment on that quest, we have to fully explore this area and New Bodhum 300, which is, sorry, not 300, sorry, 003, which is the area at the start of the game. Chocolina's over here if you want to stock up on any supplies. I don't need to, but I'll reveal her all the same. And there's actually 2 chests down here. One we cannot yet reach until after the main story, which contains a fragment. But one we can, so we're going to go and get that now. And the one we can reach is just right down the bottom of this western side. Just trying to get my bearings a bit here. I'm just going to run away from that. Okay, it's just over here, right down the corner. You can reveal it, and then you'll have to probably just throw Mog to reach it, since it's just out of hand's reach. So if you get that, please, pal. Thank you. So that's our next fragment.
Nice.
Now this isn't a big area, so you can see I've pretty much nearly almost explored it. I'm on 83%. I think all that's left for me to explore here is the pier with the gate on. In fact, I'm not going to use the gate just yet, but I am just going to run down it just to make sure that that's all I need to explore. Okay, just check the map. Yeah, 100% now. We're about to loot the map for this area as well, but it doesn't look like I'm actually going to need it. Anyway, so... But just around here, there it is. Another one of the weird distortion chests that we can now access. The map of New Bodhum, 700 AF. Now we want to head a little bit more to the east. And boy, this place has really been desecrated, hasn't it, since our last visit. Now you might want to engage these because they do drop some pretty good monster materials. And the chest we're after up here is just over here to the far right. Again, you'll have to use Mog and maybe throw him to reach it once it's available. And there's our third fragment. That's the 3 fragments we can loot at this stage of the game. And there's one more chest we can grab while we're here, and that's just over here. And that is the last chest we can loot here, so it's time to head over to the gate. And this gate will actually open up, apart from another optional area we're going to open, Brescia Ruins 100. This gate will open the second to last story area of the entire game. So we are very close to the end now, my friends. Very close. Story-wise, anyway, I mean, there's still quite a few fragments we need to collect, optional fragments, and they are not going to be neglected, don't worry, we will be doing that. So use the artifacts when you're ready to leave this place and unlock our next destination, well, a new destination, not necessarily our next one, on the Historia Crux.
I guess this is it, huh?
We've been given a second chance by the goddess herself.
We're going to save the cocoon that Hope built.
Yep. And save the future, too. Hey, Caius. You told us you wanted to save Yule by destroying the world. That if you could take away our future, Yule wouldn't have to see any more prophecies and she wouldn't have to die. You really are a fool. Yule never wanted the world destroyed. She never gave in to despair. In the end, when she died, she was smiling. She saw a future of hope. Caius Ballad, I am going to fight you and show you the truth. I'm going to show you the future that Yule really wanted.
And now we are going to unlock Academia 500. And that's the area that takes us to the final bosses. But before we continue on, let's go to Serendipity because there's some more fragment skills we can collect. One of which is basically required in order to complete Academia 500. Before we do that, Zone, by the way, I am going to... we are going to do a lot of backtracking to collect some of the other fragments that we haven't yet got. Although some fragments we can't actually collect until we've completed the main game.
The goddess's will. Please, let time, the world, escape the nightmare it faces.
Okay, so you're going to get at least the bargain hunter and the anti-gravity jump. the Eyes of Goddess you might not get. I'm not sure why I got it, in fact. But anyway, you want to activate those fragment skills, especially the anti-gravity jump, because you are going to need that in Academia. The Eyes of the Goddesses isn't that great anyway. It just lets you, well, it gives you a really limited ability to move the camera during cutscenes. And the anti-gravity jump lets you hover in the air when you jump if you hold the jump button down. A bit like the Chocobo does when you're riding a Chocobo. Anyway, that's all to do here. And that's it for this video. So, I've been FuzzFinger. Thank you very much for joining me. And I'll see you next time.